All right, fellow car lovers, let's talk. You and I, we get it. Our cars are more than just metal, glass, and rubber. They're our freedom, our passion projects, our escape. That feeling of hitting the open road, the satisfaction of a perfect downshift, the pride in seeing your machine gleaming in the sun after a fresh wash. It's a connection that a lot of people just don't understand. But because we pour so much of our time, our money, and ourselves into these amazing machines, it makes us a prime target for some of the most conniving, ruthless scammers on the planet. These aren't just petty thieves, they're predators running sophisticated operations designed to drain your bank account, steal your property, and in one terrifying case we'll cover, even steal your identity and land you in a world of legal trouble. We're going to pop the hood on 13 of the most shocking car scams happening right now. We'll start with the simple tricks you might see in a parking lot and work our way up to high-tech heists and organized crime rings that are costing drivers billions. And you absolutely have to stick around for the last one, because it's a scam so insidious it can turn you, the innocent victim, into the primary suspect in a major crime. Let's get into it. First up is a classic low-tech hustle that preys on your good nature. It's the fake Good Samaritan, or the anti-freeze leak scam. Picture this: you're pulling into a parking spot at the grocery store or mall, and a seemingly helpful person flags you down. They're frantic, pointing under your car with a look of genuine concern. "Hey buddy, you're leaking something bad," they say. "Looks like coolant, maybe antifreeze. You can't drive on that, you'll overheat the engine and do some serious damage." You get out, and sure enough, there's a puddle of greenish or orange liquid forming right under your engine bay. The helpful stranger, who just so happens to be a mechanic or knows one right around the corner, offers to fix it for you right here, right now, for a couple $100 in cash. It saves you a tow, saves you a massive repair bill. It seems like a miracle. But it's a setup. The scammer had a bottle of antifreeze tucked in their sleeve or pocket and squirted it under your car the second you were distracted. The most infamous master of this was a guy in the Bronx, known locally as Mike, who would hit multiple parking lots a day, pulling this exact routine for a cool $380 a pop. He wasn't fixing anything. He was just collecting cash for a problem that never existed. They play on your fear, the fear of a catastrophic engine failure, and your relief at finding such a convenient solution. It's a dirty trick that relies on your trust, turning your instinct to be a good neighbor against you. It's a reminder that even in the most mundane situations, a healthy dose of skepticism can be your best co-pilot. Now, let's move to a place where we're all a little vulnerable: the gas station. This next one is the gas pump distraction theft, and it's frighteningly effective because it happens in seconds. You pull up to the pump, you get out, you put the nozzle in, and you're just waiting for the tank to fill. You're on autopilot. That's when the first scammer approaches you. They're the distraction, they might ask for directions, try to sell you something, or compliment your car to get you engaged in a conversation. They are chatty, friendly, and their only job is to pull your attention away from your vehicle, even for just a few moments. While you're turned away talking to this person, their accomplice silently approaches the passenger side of your car. They'll quietly open the door, grab your wallet, your purse, your phone, whatever is sitting on the seat, and then vanish. By the time your tank is full and you've finished the conversation, they're long gone. It's a coordinated attack that is shockingly common, with statistics showing over 8,000 cars are stolen or burglarized right at the pump every single year. A man in Southern California learned this the hard way. He was filling up his truck, and a friendly guy started asking him all about his lift kit and tires. He was flattered, happy to talk shop. He didn't realize until he was miles down the road that his wallet, containing $6,000 in cash he'd just pulled out for a private car sale, was gone from his passenger seat. Always, always lock your doors, even if you're standing right next to the car. Let's shift gears into the digital age because scammers are evolving with technology. The third scam on our list is the QR code parking scam, and it has exploded in popularity. You see them everywhere now, right? On parking meters, at public garages, on street signs. QR codes seem like a convenient way to pay for parking with your phone. The problem is, scammers have figured this out. They print up high quality, professional looking stickers with their own malicious QR codes on them and slap them right over the official ones. You pull into a spot, you see the sign, and you do what you're supposed to do. You scan the code. It takes you to a website that looks completely legitimate. It has the city logo, the right colors, everything. It asks for your license plate number and your credit card information to pay for your parking session. You type it all in, you hit submit, and you go about your day thinking you've paid. But you haven't. You've just handed your credit card details, your name, and your billing address directly to a criminal. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, the IC3, even issued a formal warning in late 2024 about this exact scam after they saw a jaw-dropping 450% increase in reported financial losses. A viral story out of Austin, Texas, perfectly illustrates the chaos this can cause. Scammers blanketed a downtown area with these fake QR stickers. Hundreds of drivers were duped before the city could even react. One poor victim lost over $2,000 in fraudulent charges before his bank finally froze his card. These scammers had gone on an online shopping spree with his money. The real kicker? He also got a parking ticket because he never actually paid the meter. It's a double whammy, and it's a scam that proves you need to be cautious about every single link you click and every code you scan. Okay, so what happens when your car actually breaks down or you get into a minor fender bender? You're stressed, you're vulnerable, and you just want to get your car to a safe place. This is the perfect environment for the crooked tow truck scam. These are often called bandit tow trucks. They listen to police scanners and rush to the scene of an accident, often getting there before the officially dispatched trucks. They seem professional and helpful, offering to tow your car to a recommended body shop. In the shock and confusion of an accident, you're likely to just agree. That's your first mistake. Once they have your car hooked up, you're at their mercy. They'll tow it to a yard or a shop that they have a kickback deal with. Then the real nightmare begins. They'll hit you with an insanely inflated bill for the tow, sometimes 5 or 6 times the normal rate. They'll tack on absurd charges for gate fees, storage fees, administrative fees, you name it. They hold your car hostage, refusing to release it until you pay their exorbitant bill in full. You can't get it to your insurance company's preferred shop. You can't get a repair estimate. Your car is basically in jail. The automobile towing industry is massive, bringing in a whopping $14.5 billion a year, and a dark corner of that industry is filled with these predatory practices. Your best defense is to always call your insurance provider's roadside assistance number or a trusted local service you've researched beforehand. Never, ever use an unsolicited tow truck that just shows up at an accident scene. All right, let's talk about buying a used car. It can be an amazing way to get into your dream ride, but it's also a minefield of potential scams. One of the oldest and most damaging is curbstoning, also known as title washing. A curbstoner is an unlicensed, illegal car dealer who poses as a private seller. They buy up cars that you would never, ever want to own, cars that have been wrecked in major accidents, flooded, or have had their odometers rolled back, and they sell them from the curb. They use burner phones and meet in random parking lots to avoid being traced. Their main trick is title washing. Let's say a car is declared a total loss in a flood in one state and is given a salvage or flood branded title. This brand is like a permanent warning sign to any future buyer. The curbstoner will take that car and re-register it in a different state with laxer regulations. Through a series of shady transactions, they can often get a new, clean title issued that has no record of the previous damage. They'll patch the car up just enough to look good on the surface, then list it online for a great price, claiming it was their grandma's car, barely driven. You think you're getting a great deal, but you're actually buying a dangerous, unreliable vehicle with hidden structural or electrical damage that could fail at any moment. Always, always run a vehicle history report using the VIN. It's the single best way to see a car's entire history and spot those red flags, like a title that's been bounced around between multiple states in a short period. Don't let a slick story and a shiny coat of wax fool you into buying a ticking time bomb. As our cars get smarter, so do the criminals. This brings us to the keyless entry jamming scam. This one is deviously simple. You park your car, you get out, you press the lock button on your key fob, and you hear that satisfying chirp. You walk away confident that your car is secure, but it's not. A thief sitting in a nearby car or hiding behind a corner has been watching you. They're using a simple, cheap radio frequency jammer that they bought online. This device floods the area with radio signals on the same frequency as your key fob, preventing the lock command from ever reaching your car. Your car makes the chirp sound because you press the button, but it never actually received the signal to lock the doors. It's still wide open. Once you're out of sight, the thief calmly walks up to your car, opens the unlocked door, and helps themselves to anything of value inside. They don't have to break a window, they don't have to pick a lock. There's no sign of forced entry. It's a clean, quiet, and incredibly effective theft. The worst part is, you might not even realize you've been robbed until hours later. Many people assume they just forgot to lock their car and blame themselves. But the reality is, you were targeted by a tech-savvy criminal. The only way to beat this is to develop a new habit. Don't just listen for the chirp. Physically check the door handle. A simple pull on the handle before you walk away is all it takes to confirm that your car is actually locked and thwart these lazy, high-tech thieves. This next one can be aggressive and downright intimidating, the windshield repair scam. You're minding your own business, maybe stopped at a red light or in a parking lot, when someone approaches your car and points out a small chip or crack in your windshield. They'll claim to work for an auto glass repair company and tell you that under state law, your insurance is required to pay for the repair with no deductible. They'll say they can fix it right here, right now, for free. They'll be pushy, insisting they need your insurance information to process the claim. Some of the more brazen scammers will even intentionally cause the damage themselves, using a small, sharp tool to create a chip in your windshield as they walk by, then circling back to discover it for you. If you give them your insurance details, they'll file a fraudulent claim for a shoddy, unnecessary, or sometimes completely non-existent repair, and your insurance company gets the bill. This not only contributes to rising insurance premiums for everyone, but it can also put a claim on your record. In some cases, victims have reported being followed and harassed by these scammers for miles until they pull over. It's a high-pressure tactic designed to make you uncomfortable and get you to comply just to make them go away. The rule here is simple. Never, ever agree to on-the-spot repairs from an unsolicited source. If you have a chip in your windshield, contact your insurance company directly and use a reputable, certified repair shop that you have chosen yourself. Have you ever rented a car and felt a little nervous about getting dinged for pre-existing scratches? Well, you should be, because the phony rental car damage claim is a very real and very frustrating scam. It can happen in a few different ways. In the most common version, you return a rental car and everything seems fine. The attendant gives you the all clear and you head off to catch your flight. Weeks or even months later, you get a letter in the mail from the rental company or a third-party collections agency. The letter includes a bill for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars for damage you supposedly caused. It'll be accompanied by photos of dents and scratches that you know for a fact were not your fault. The rental company is essentially banking on the fact that you didn't take your own detailed photos or video of the car before you drove it off the lot. They're double dipping, charging multiple customers for the same old damage. Another variation happens at less reputable off-brand rental agencies, especially overseas. They'll have an employee inspect the car upon your return and suddenly discover a nearly invisible scratch underneath the bumper or a tiny chip on a wheel rim. They'll become very aggressive, demanding immediate payment, and sometimes even threatening to call the police if you refuse. It's pure extortion. The absolute best way to protect yourself is to be meticulous. Before you even get in a rental car, walk around it and take a video with your phone. Narrate what you see. Get close-ups of every single existing scratch, dent, and scuff. Do the same for the interior. It might seem like overkill, but that 5-minute video is your bulletproof evidence that can save you from a massive, fraudulent bill down the line. Now we're moving into the big leagues of high-tech grand theft auto. The 10th scam is the keyless entry relay attack, and it is the stuff of nightmares for any owner of a modern car. This is how thieves are stealing cars worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars from driveways in the dead of night without ever making a sound. It requires 2 thieves and 2 pieces of equipment, a relay amplifier and a transmitter. Here's how it works. Thief 1 stands near your house, holding the amplifier. Even if it's inside your house, hanging on a hook by the door or sitting on your kitchen counter. The amplifier captures this signal and relays it to Thief 2, who is standing next to your car holding the transmitter. The transmitter essentially tricks your car into thinking the key fob is right there next to the door. The car's security system registers the valid key signal, unlocks the doors, and enables the push-to-start ignition. Thief 2 gets in, pushes the button, and quietly drives your pride and joy away. The whole process takes less than a minute. The technology to do this used to be the domain of intelligence agencies. Now it can be bought online for as little as $100. A shocking 2025 study from the German Automobile Club, ADAC, tested over 500 modern vehicles with keyless entry and found that an astonishing 99% of them could be unlocked and driven away in seconds using this method. That's not a typo. 99%. Manufacturers are in a constant battle with these criminals, but the tech to steal is often a step ahead of the tech to protect. The best defense is a simple, old-school one of Faraday pouch or box. These signal blocking containers prevent the amplifier from ever picking up your key's signal in the first place. It's a $10 solution to a $100,000 problem. We've reached a critical point in our list. The next scam is not just about money, it's about violence, danger, and a level of criminal organization that is truly terrifying. We are talking about the staged accident. This isn't just a simple fender bender. It's a calculated, premeditated crime that turns our public roads into a stage for fraud. These schemes cost the insurance industry over $20 billion a year, but the National Insurance Crime Bureau, or NICB, reported that in 2023 alone, the total cost of all questionable auto claims, a key indicator of this fraud, exceeded a staggering $35.7 billion. These are run by sophisticated, multi-state organized crime syndicates. They have a whole cast of characters. You have the stager, the driver of the scam car who intentionally causes the crash. A classic maneuver is the swoop and squat. One car will suddenly swoop in front of you and slam on its brakes, while a second car squats in the lane next to you, preventing you from swerving to avoid the collision. You have no choice but to rear-end the first car. Then the runners appear on the scene, directing you and the injured passengers from the other car to a specific medical clinic and a specific lawyer, all of whom are in on the scam. The corrupt medical providers will then bill your insurance company for thousands of dollars in phantom injuries and treatments that were never performed. One single staged accident in California resulted in a $650,000 insurance payout. In a massive bust in Florida dubbed Operation Crash Course, federal prosecutors took down a ring of over 40 people, drivers, clinic owners, runners, the whole network. They had defrauded insurers out of $11 million. If you're ever in an accident that feels suspicious, call the police immediately, take extensive photos and video of the scene and the other driver. And now we've arrived at the most dangerous scam of all, the one that can flip your entire life upside down. It's called VIN cloning, and it is the ultimate automotive identity theft. Your car's vehicle identification number, or VIN, is like its social security number. It's a unique 17-digit code that identifies your specific vehicle. Here's how the scam works. A criminal syndicate steals a car that is the exact same make, model, and color as yours. Let's say they steal a silver Honda Accord. They then find your car, a legally owned, registered, and insured silver Honda Accord, parked on the street or in a public garage. They discreetly copy your VIN from the dashboard plate or the door jamb sticker. They then create a forged VIN plate and fake ownership documents that match your legitimate VIN. They attach these to the stolen car. Just like that, the stolen car now has a new, clean identity. It appears to be a legitimate vehicle. This cloned car is then used for anything and everything. It might be sold to an unsuspecting buyer, used as collateral for a loan, or, in the most terrifying scenarios, used as a getaway car in other serious crimes like armed robbery or drug trafficking. And this is where your life can become a living hell. Because when that car racks up parking tickets, blows through red light cameras, or is identified at a crime scene, the license plate and VIN will trace back to you. Imagine getting a knock on your door and being served with a warrant, or worse. Listen to this chilling account from Detective Michael Maltby, head of the LAPD's Auto Fraud Unit. Protecting your VIN is crucial. Consider covering the VIN plate on your dashboard when parked in public. It's a simple piece of paper, but it could prevent you from becoming entangled in a criminal nightmare that you had absolutely nothing to do with. Finally, we'll end with a scam that happens not on the street, but in the sterile, air-conditioned environment of a car dealership's finance office. It's the dealer-installed add-on scam. You've done your research, you've negotiated a great price on your new car, and you're ready to sign the papers. Then the finance manager slides a contract in front of you, and the final price is thousands of dollars higher than what you agreed to. The reason? A list of mandatory, non-negotiable dealer add-ons. Things like VIN etching, paint protection film, nitrogen in the tires, and anti-theft systems. They'll tell you these were pre-installed on every car on the lot and cannot be removed. The truth is, these add-ons are absurdly overpriced and often of dubious value. Nitrogen in your tires offers a negligible benefit for a street car, but might cost you $200. VIN etching, which you can do yourself with a $10 kit, will be billed at $300 or $400. That premium paint protection is often just a quick spray wax. It's a last-minute cash grab, pure and simple. They use high-pressure tactics, making you feel like you have to accept these charges to get the car you want. The best defense here is to be prepared. Before you even visit a dealership, call them and ask if they have mandatory add-ons. If they do, ask for an itemized list and their prices. This way, you can factor that into your out-the-door price negotiation. If they spring it on you at the last minute in the finance office, be prepared to walk away. It's the hardest thing to do when you're emotionally invested in a new car, but it's the only language some of these dealers understand. The common thread in all of these scams is that they prey on our emotions, our trust, our fear, our excitement, and our moments of distraction. But knowledge is power. By understanding how these criminals operate, you can spot the red flags and protect yourself, your finances, and your beloved machine. Stay vigilant, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay safe out there on the road.